They snuck out again. What are you guys doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here like this. Come on. Of course it's you three. The three jabronis. Belinda Carlisle, Joey Ramone, and Bonnie McMurray. Joseph, I thought better of you. I want you guys to go in. Come on, Belinda, let's go. Come on, in. Bonstons, this goes for you too. Come on, get back in there. In the past couple of days, I've developed a real problem with my cattle, and I'm actually really terrified about what I'm about to see when I go check on the chickens, because these problems are all related. All right, looks like the chickens are pretty much in bed for the night, but this is exactly what I was afraid of. Would you look at this? My feed's tipped over, all my water's knocked out, even my fly paper's been knocked down. I got a real problem on my hands. It's been going on for the last couple of days. Here, let's lock these guys up for the night. We're putting up the drawbridge because I'm gonna try to move them in the morning. Yeah, you see, I first had this problem, I think it started about 2 days ago, where Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie, did you cadets make up your hearty harvest chili for the annual potluck supper for our amputee war vets in the cancer ward?
Was out loose just like you saw her. And I had come over here and just noticed the entire chicken area was trashed. So Bonnie McMurray actually escaped too. And Paul had to try to coax her down this way. Come on, Bonstons, let's go. Back in with everybody else, come on. Thank you. And at first I was a little bit puzzled about who the culprit could be, but as I did a little bit of sleuthing though, I found some evidence that leads me to believe it is all Bonnie McMurray's fault. While those black hairs could potentially come from Joey Ramone, I think they're probably from Bonnie because she was the first one to get out. The next day it was Bonnie and Joey, and then today, just now as I was doing my evening chores and getting everything set and actually getting ready to move the chicken coop, it's Bonnie, Joey, and Belinda. And yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to stop this. You see, I used to not have this problem because I used to put up poultry netting around my chickens, and the poultry netting would keep the cattle away and keep them from disturbing the chicken feed. But now that my chickens are totally free-ranging, cattle are getting all up in my chickens' business, and that's not a good thing. And so while it's easier to move the chickens without the poultry netting, I now have a new problem to solve. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. So yes, on this here farm, we have apple-bottom pigs. What do you think about it, Prince Philip? Tasty? Good morning, Abby dog. Were you hiding in the greenhouse because we got a lot of rain last night? Yeah, we got a bunch more rain last night. It was actually kind of crazy. And it almost got a little bit scary too. Hi, sweetie pie. Good to see you this morning. Rise and grind, baby chicks. How's everybody doing this morning? Boy, we got so many of you guys running around and you're getting so big. We gotta refill your water. You know, pretty soon it's going to get to the point where I'm gonna probably wanna put those birds outside and start letting them get outside and have access to their outer yard, which is just outside the back door there. And I'm saying soon, but not quite yet. But yeah, they still have a little bit more to grow. But very soon I will open up that back door. They will have indoor-outdoor access. How are you doing this morning, Mr. Toby Dog? Standing watch over your crops that are growing? Yeah, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Our duck family is getting so big. Actually quite impressive. In the land of the pollinators, this thing right here might be king. I don't even know what this plant is. Check it with this little app that I have that tells me plants. Mullen. And I will kind of admit that I knew what it was. But what I really wanted to do was just show off that fancy little app. All right, I know we got some hungry ducks going here. Excuse me, miss, I need you to move. It's so funny how she's not afraid of this, but the moment I approach her, she's gonna sprint away. It's okay, Betty Rubble. One day we're gonna be friends. I think you're warming up to me, actually. Good morning, chickens. They went to sleep over there. They wake up right over here next to the cattle this morning, and the cattle are about to move that away. Doesn't look like anybody caused any chaos last night, which is always a positive sign. Of course, I do have some hungry chickens. Oh well, if it isn't the belle of the cattle ball. How are you doing, sweetie? Morning, Astrid. Hey, Kels! Come on, Kels, fresh grass, come on! So I think I've come up with a stupid simple way to keep the cattle from eating my chicken feed. And the best part is I already have the supplies I need to do it on hand. What are you guys doing on my ATV? Please leave that alone. People always get annoyed when I call this an ATV. I know technically it's a side-by-side or a UTV, but I don't know. It's sort of like Kleenex, generic brand name. And please save yourself the comment energy. I know that technically it's not a brand name even. It's a classification of vehicle. But I'm still very much in the habit of just calling these things ATVs. So as you can see here, this was just a stupid simple solution. I've just simply taken the poly wire that I typically use to fence in my cattle and built a little fence around the chicken coop to protect it from the cattle. What's nice about this solution is the chickens can pass freely any way they'd like, going underneath the fence. It's really easy to set up. It's like a 3-minute operation maybe, and I can do that in my sleep. While I would have loved to have no fencing whatsoever, I think this is gonna be the better solution. But really the only way to actually answer that question is watch and see what happens.
The next morning.
Bonnie McMurray, another day and you've jumped the fence yet again. At least you didn't go too far. Come on, Moo Crew. Hey, Kels. Come on, Kels. Fresh grass, come on. Of course, the other problem I have is Belinda Carlisle snuck past the line too. So that would lead me to potentially believe that both of those heifers have snuck out and probably tried to devastate my chicken area. So let's go check on the chicken area. Well, as you can see right here, it looks like my little chicken fence for cows is doing really well. Actually, I'm not quite sure. Is this a chicken fence for cows or a cow fence for chickens? One or the other. Regardless of word order, it looks like this is the proper solution for my problem. To deal with both the setup and takedown, it's gonna be about a 5-minute, 10-minute operation every time I move the coop. But when I compare that hassle to having to deal with cattle trying to steal my chicken feed, it really is kind of a no-brainer. Back up, I'm trying to feed you guys. So I do have one little chicken announcement to make. Black Francis, our rooster here, who's been a very, very good rooster on the farm, he's going to actually be moving. I'll probably move him tomorrow. You know, he's sired probably most of the baby chicks that I have down in the brooder right now, and he's done a great job, but typically once I've had a rooster do that job, I rotate him out and I bring in some fresh blood. Sometimes that rotating out looks like actually him ending up in the freezer, but actually this time around, one of my neighbors is in need of a rooster, and so I'm just giving him to her, and I feel like it's gonna be a good home for him, and he'll have even more children in the very near future. You know, the really funny part about Black Francis is he was the bonus rooster I got when my friends Murray McMurray sent me my last batch of chicks from a hatchery. Just goes to show you how beneficial that bonus rooster, which, you know, they always term it as a bonus chick, but like 99% of the time it's gonna be a rooster. It just shows you how useful they can be. Looking up in the sky right now, it seems like that sky can open up at any second. We're supposed to get crushed with even more rain later this morning and into the afternoon. There's calls for more flash flooding, and oh man, this summer is actually turning out to be just as bad as last summer in terms of the weather and the water. You know, yesterday as I'm recording this, there was actually some massive flooding, not here in our town of Peacham, but in nearby Danville, in St. Johnsbury, in Lyndonville. They got hammered. And particularly in St. J, I've had a number of friends who have businesses get affected. Like my favorite pizzeria here in this area, they are underwater right now and they're really struggling. And then actually the place where I often get feed and straw, they're actually underwater as well. And it's just heartbreaking. It's really making it hard. And quite honestly, it all has me very, very worried for what to expect this afternoon. So yeah, it seems like the rain is just starting to come down again pretty gosh darn hard. Thunder too, lightning. Like all of this is just really unsettling, and I don't know. I guess it's becoming the new normal for us to get violent rainstorms here in Vermont in the summer months. And I don't know, it has me kind of wondering, like, what do we do big picture wise? Like obviously there's the things you can do to help people, like, in the acute situation, but how do you solve a problem like this if this is what the new normal is? I don't know. I'm at kind of a loss for answers. And I actually wonder if you guys would be interested in seeing me kind of try to dig more into that one. So if you are, let me know down in the comments. And if you're looking for something else to watch, you should probably check out this video right here. And I'll be back again real soon with an update and let you know how things turn out. Thanks for watching, everybody.